Alright, so hello Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I am the Nightwing, Way of Life Esports, coming at you guys with another, well, League of Legends related video, kinda, because today, when I was watching one of my favorite esports channels, Esports Talk, they had posted a video when I was at work about like 5 hours ago, so I really couldn't give my full thoughts and opinions on the situation, is that Mark Cuban, proud owner of the Dallas Mavericks and the entrepreneurs slash investors slash billionaire rich guys on Shark Tank, explains why owning esports teams in America is awful business. Now, I've known this to be a thing that he thinks of because Steve from Team Liquid talks about it in terms of way back in the day. Him and Mark Cuban had talked, and this was the exact thing he explained to Steve. But this was back when people really didn't watch TL, and I always kept that thing in my head, you know, it was always something there. So let's watch the video, because there's a video of this and it's not just an article. Let's watch the video and actually see what he's actually saying, so we get his point of view. But I want to be completely honest here. This is not to basically say that esports teams aren't profitable or that nobody is making any money, because that's clearly not the case. If these orgs are running year after year after year after year, there's something there they're doing that's making money, you know. So I do want to kind of put that out there, is that you can't say someone like G2 isn't really profitable, because how are they surviving the years in their first beginning? You know what I'm saying? Like, the correlations to all of this wouldn't justify the ends. It's like, you can't, like, it's, how would I explain this? It's like it's like McDonald's being open, right, for all these many years. Well, clearly they've been making money, so, you know, something's happening, obviously. And the reason why I can say that for certain you know, rosters in esports is because these were things going on before franchising came up. Franchising only came up more so recently, so these teams were surviving without franchising. You know what I mean? So they're obviously doing something. But let's watch the video and let's see what he's talking about, because I want to get this point of view out. He looking sexy right there. You guys know me. I'm a big fan of Shark Tank here. I can't believe I haven't watched newest episodes of it. But yeah, it's a great show to watch if you guys want to learn about business and how to grow a business, how to, you know, do all that type of stuff. That's something that you should be able to watch. Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban has revealed his thoughts on owning esports teams in America, claiming investments in the scene is awful business, and suggested those who bought into competitions like the Overwatch League had made a bad mistake. So I don't know exactly what Blizzard values their Overwatch franchise league spots at, but Overwatch, I don't think, has been doing well in terms of viewers and in terms of numbers recently. You know, when the game first came out, it was really big. It was a phenomenon, kind of like League of Legends, but not to that extent. But when I was hearing about people investing into an Overwatch League, I was thinking to myself, like, is there gonna be any money in that? That's what I was thinking initially, because does Overwatch have that many fans to really put this into a franchised league? League of Legends had a fan base because they had built it for years. Call of Duty, to some extent, kind of has that. And they're obviously charging $30 million for slots, which I think that's just a bad mistake. Now, if he said that about the Call of Duty League, I would 100% agree on that. But let's see. Cuban first invested in the Dallas basketball team in 2000 and has been at the helm of the Mavericks for the past 19 years. In 2011, he was courtside when his team defeated Miami to claim the organization's first ever championship. I was actually watching that on television. In 2011, oh my god, so long ago. His initial investment in the NBA team cost him $285 million more than 10,000 more than 10 times the rumored market buy in prices of franchise slots in competition like Overwatch and the upcoming Call of Duty League. But Cuban believes esports is still a bad investment. Okay, so the reason why they're explaining this is because he paid more into what is traditional sports and got more out of it because it is a traditional sport. There's more people watching basketball than there are League of Legends. That's just the facts. So to possibly get a return on your investment is a lot more easier in something like that than a video game. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what was being said. According to the NBA owner, who also plies his trade as an investment advisor on ABC's reality show Shark Tank, a lack of stability in the meta for games like League of Legends and Overwatch, as well as poor viewership in the States, are all reasons to avoid esports league. I absolutely wouldn't invest, he told Christine Alathy on Fair Game this week. You know what the meta is. They change things all the time, whether it's Overwatch, League of Legends, or Fortnite for that matter, although it's not really an esport. Yes, Fortnite is not really an esport. I think it's people trying to make it seem like something that it isn't, because there's not like teams for Fortnite. It's just a one-man type of show. It's more like Smash Brothers in that regard, and there's not a lot of money in Smash Brothers Ultimate anyway. So let's see the what's the validity of the is it volatile? That should be volatile. The validity of the game's competitive environment, including regular patches every 90 to 20 days from developers to tweak characters, leaves the esports scenes fully dependent on the game's creators, he said, and suggested that's a major problem for leagues. And then right here, we're going to watch the video. Mark Cuban thinks owning an esports team in the United States of America is an awful business. Mark Cuban, I follow him as well, talk sports business investing and more on all new Fair Game. So if you guys want to watch that, then that's the link to their channel, obviously. And before we read what's bottom down here, let's exactly watch the video so we can kind of gauge what he is saying. Whoa, isn't that a big load of something? Yes, if you guys who don't know, a big market for League of Legends is the Asian countries, Korea, China, obviously. They have a ton of viewers over there. Europe, obviously, is something to that nature as well. For America, it seems like esports is just not accepted as it is as most people would like to make it seem. You just that's just what I think is a common misconception among people in America is that they think esports, while big and growing, like he said, it's also not seen as a normal thing to game, to stream 10 hours a day. The American dream is to get a job, get a wife, get a white picket fence, get a dog. It's not that way in other countries. It's just not. It's just way we see things in America. I don't personally think it'll always be that way, but the way he kind of moved was like, well, there's not a lot of money here. Now we know rosters in North America have been shelling out big cash for players, salary caps, facilities and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to see where this all goes to. But he's not exactly wrong. But I do love me some Mark Cuban, so I'll definitely make sure I obviously give this man a follow. How do I not follow this man? How do I not follow Mark Cuban? One of my favorite all-time Shark Tank people. Oh my gosh, how do I not follow that guy? But other than that, let's read the final batch of what he's saying, and then let's see all of this. The unknown nature of the game, which seems ever changing, compared to sports like basketball or football, which have kept their same core rule sets since their foundation decades ago. Is only one aspect of esports' poor long-term financial future, he said. Cuban said he watched fellow sports investors and personalities buy into newly formed gaming leagues like the Houston Rockets and Golden State Warriors with Riot's LCS and the New England Patriots owners in the Overwatch League, and believes they've made major mistakes. I think a lot of people who bought into teams, not just the esports themselves, had no idea how bad a business it was. No idea. But that's obviously what he said. We can all obviously we've obviously watched the video. But there is something that obviously is very, very drastic and different when it comes to viewership and amongst other things. So let's see. Twitch viewership seems to only be part of the puzzle. However, with game developers beginning to clue in to Cuban's ideas regarding misinterpretation of popularity through view counts, Blizzard especially has begun to move away from peak concurrent viewing numbers and has begun tracking other metrics like average minute audience. In the 2019 Overwatch League season, Blizzard reported a 16 increase in AMA with a season average of 313,000. The final reportedly had an 182,000 AMA for the demographic of 18 to 34, with the title fight streamed across Twitch, YouTube, Zankui, CC, Hayuya, Bibli, and live television via the ABC. It seems Cuban may have hit the nail on the head in some aspects, with the legacy North American esports organization Cloud9 apparently pulling investment from their Overwatch League team, the London Spitfire, and cutting player and costs in their Counter-Strike roster as well. Not everyone seems to be eyeing an exodus from esports. However, with former NBA superstar Rick Fox set to stay in the scene with new organization Twin Galaxies International, despite his recent messy departure from Echo Fox. I didn't even know this, actually. Cloud9 apparently pulling investment from their Overwatch League team, the London Spitfire, and cutting players and costs in their Counter-Strike roster as well. Makes a lot of sense in terms of growing an esport, obviously. But then Carlos had to say something. Carlos the owner of G2 Esports. So listen to what Ocelot said. I agree with the fact that the vast majority of teams... I'm just kidding, I can't do that. I agree with the fact that the vast majority of teams that raise money have business worth close to zero. Negative in some instances due to plain depth attached to almost no brand value. But there are certainly esports teams with the amounts they are raising at. Second point, Mark Cuban's viewpoint, tunnel visions in those of majority of teams. If he'd own a piece of G2, he'd be a very happy man today. I can through G2 buy the Mavs from you 20 years from now at Mark Cuban. Happy to bed. Oh my god. I can, through G2, buy the maps from you 20 years from now, Mark Cuban. Oh my god, man. Ay, ay, ay. Step 1, own a team. Spam G2 esports.com/shop everywhere. Mavs are valued at $2.3 billion in US. Good luck with that. No, they really are. The Mavs are estimated a value of like 3 billion or something like that. Dallas. Yeah, the Mavericks are like not 20 years from now. That's a long time. That's assuming like League of Legends even lives past that long. Like holy crap. So what was I saying? The Mavericks, let's go to Wikipedia. This is gonna give me a decent valuation of what they're worth. What is the Mavericks worth? Let's see what the Mavericks are worth. And oh my lord, they don't actually say anything. Up here they do. Let's see. What are they valued at? It's not exactly set here. Evaluate management uniforms, blah blah blah. Franchise history, head coach, blah blah blah. It doesn't really say exactly, but yeah, they are valued at this. That's pretty crazy. But he did say in America, so obviously a lot different. Carlos, it's either the Mavs or Disney. You can't have them both. It's also true. But that is all I. What did I get notifications from? Did I get? Oh, I got it from a girl. Oh God. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I got it from a girl. Woo! But I think that it's something that we have to look at and go, we just don't know yet. I mean, we just don't know. We're not exactly in these teams' financial standpoint. You know, we don't know what their actual numbers are. But for people to be pulling out and selling because there's just no money there, possibly, that's something you just can't ignore either, obviously. So, yeah, see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and this is Wave of Esports, and I'm signing out.
Hi there, guys! Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.